Well, good evening, everybody. Or of sorts. Let's see what we got here. Pull that one up. Pull that one up. Okay. It looks like we're not clipping. If you watch the at the field videos, and it quit at the end of my second flight there because it ran out of bandwidth. So I got to spend some more money on bandwidth. Of course, I knew that was coming anyway. Get ready for the Nationals. But this is a quick video because I have to go to work at 4 o'clock in the morning. And it's now 8 o'clock. So I'll be unwinding and hitting the rack. I've already eaten dinner. I stopped by and got some Mighty Whiteys. And that was pretty interesting. Looks like we're clipping again. Check. Yeah, a little bit. Pull these down a little bit. Pull that one up. Okay. I spent a little time, very little time, shaping the nose of this. It's got a long ways to go. It will have to start way back here. Got a flat spot there. Just take your time. Like I say, this particular process usually takes about 3 or 4 hours to do to get right. You don't want to sand this way. I was going to fly the Monado at the Nats this year, but looking for that extra beauty point. But that Junar flies so good, I'm going to fly it. Just like putting an old shoe on. Now this is 80 grit sandpaper, and that puts in some heavy duty scratches, so you got to know when to stop, because we got to get all them scratches out. If you go too far, you won't be able to get the scratches out, and then you got to fill it with something. And how do you do that? Practice. We'll have a nice round nose block here on this one, because it was 3/4 of it. If it was a 1/2 inch, it wouldn't have been. It'd be flat on top. o'clock in the morning. I'll be painting the truck body tomorrow. They got me a real nice respirator and suit and all that stuff. Got all the good stuff. Of course, working with that epoxy paint is a whole lot different than working with dope. You can see that carbon line right there. And the nose blocks. Yeah, still gotta go way back. We're getting it pretty flat there. I gotta watch that. Here again, I'm going to do something I don't recommend you do, but I've been doing it long enough. I'm going to open hand sand to see what it looks like. See how close I'm getting. No chatters tonight? I guess we gotta set up to make a cowl too. It's just a paint stick with 80 grit paper on it. A little bit better control. Starting to get into it right there. I think I'll only stay on about a half an hour tonight. I figure that's about all you guys can stand of me sanding. You know, hopefully when you watch me do this, you can pick something up. You know, like the paint stick here that I'm using. And the techniques that I use, you know, if you notice, I'm not sanding with the grain, I'm sanding cross grain. And I'm rolling the stick. Yeah, if I didn't have to go to St. Louis, I probably could get this done for the Nats. It wouldn't be in color, but it would be done. That's pretty damn close. Pretty damn close. And it doesn't take that long to do. Sometimes when I'm in St. Louis, I do this on the belt sander. I'll just get it close. Yeah, we were talking today out at the field, you know, I'm usually a scratch builder, and John says, well, you're building a kit. Well, this may as well be a scratch built. Gotta come back to here. Now, you're not going to be able to get the sides without a prop extension, shaft extension, to follow the contour. So the sides kind of do go in. It's just the nature of the beast. Otherwise, you run out of wood. With a prop extension, you can do it because you got more wood. You can have more filler back here. You just do the best you can to get it close on the sides But you definitely want it to follow that arc of the spinner all the way back to the cockpit. And I'll show you that here in a second. It's got to go way back here. Now, if you have an old spinner, you can bolt a motor in the thing, an old motor or a mock-up motor, put the spinner on it, put some tape on the spinner, and sand with the spinner on it. These are them 7-gram Mesliks, Medusas that you can't get anymore. We ain't sanding on them. You can always tell when you're getting close. If you look at this line here, we're starting to get into the hardwood motor mount right there. That's the only bad thing about not having a shaft extension. You're going to have to glass that. And normally what I do is I take a Dremel tool and I cut that down. Because it's hardwood, it's dissimilar. I kind of cut that down and put superfill in that. Otherwise, during the sunlight, it'll pop out. And it'll be a disaster. At least it is for me. And that's another reason for having that 3/16 top cap on top of the crutch. We'll get this close and I'll peel it off and hollow it out. Been on 18 minutes. Feel or see with your hands, not with your eyes. If you ever notice a body man, he's always rubbing on the car because you can feel it better than you can see it. This is the first sanding. It'll probably be 4 or 5 more sanding to get it right. I think we're going to do the top block different on this one than I normally do. I'm going to build it in a D-tube to give this fuselage a little more strength. Of course, we'll cut away all the excess material, but Gary, back with me. Yeah, great. Sorry that my flight cut out today on the at the field, but run out of bandwidth. And it don't give you no warning. It's just you're out, you're done. Alright, I gotta load up for the gnats anyway. That was the last of the bandwidth from Brodak. I bought 2 rounds of bandwidth at Brodak's. Now, let's see here. I'll try to show you. If you'll notice here, went to a different camera. You'll notice here the shape. This is not quite symmetrical. It's close, but we'll get that symmetrical before I go on any farther. It looks like we have a high spot right here. That looks pretty good. Right here. I would have liked more the wheels on the wings. Yeah, well, I got these high-dollar Meslick landing gear and wheel pants that I need to use up. So I don't have any fuse-mounted gear airplanes. They're all in the wings, so I need one. We're getting pretty close here. If you look at the shape of it, it still needs to be moved back to about here. But we're getting close. And that just takes some fiddling. Went to White Castle. I ordered 4 hamburgers, 4 whiteys, and a medium fry. They made me pull into the crave area to wait on them. They came out and gave me 10. So that was a deal. I didn't even look. I just drove up. When I got home, I had 10 White Castles. So looks like we're going to have some gut bombs for a couple of nights. I need to vacuum this up. We're getting quite the dust storm going on here. I figured you guys would want to see just a little bit of Magnum. Let's see how long we've been on, 24. A little bit of Magnum tonight. picking up very good. Hey Jack, hey Gary, Ismail Sosa. I'll leave for the Nats Sunday, but that's not till the 18th of next month. 18th of next month. Let me I gotta get this stuff off the floor. This place is turning into a woodworker shop. And that ain't no good. My house in St. Louis, you know, I can make a mess, and I don't own this, so I gotta kind of take care of it. I'd like to get my deposit back. For as many airplanes have been built in here, it's really not that dusty. Of course, they probably wouldn't see it that way, but oh well. They'll get over it. Pretty full of balsa dust. Come on. There we go. That's enough. Yeah. That's enough. I got a lot of boxes to take back home. Get rid of all my painting equipment and it'll be kind of good to get my shop back and be in my own environment. I don't know when that's going to happen. Probably at the end of the summer here. Let's see what this weighs now. Got to keep the tally up. Where the hell happened to it? There it is. I guess we could cut some. Oh, look at all that dust there. Just wipe that off. Now we need to figure out some cowl. Well, I need to do that. Let's do that first. Let's use a piece of 3/16. If I got it here. There it is. Or a quarter. Okay. As I stated before, if I would have designed this fuselage, I would have built this in already. But this is not my design. I have to modify it. But I bet we can do it. It's only wood. Cut it big, sand it to shape. I better get my other saw. This saw is crappy. After using that Japanese back saw, Zona saw is total crap. Okay, next one. If you don't do this, your tank box will open up into the leading edge. That ain't no good. A long ways to go here. Yep, that looks pretty good. Sand on it forever with that. Voila, filled. Now we do the other side. Now you have to cut a corresponding notch in the leading edge of the wing so that this keys into the wing. But it makes this joint, the wing joint, a lot stronger, and you can move your tank back into the wing. Now this wing is not enough cord that I could move it very much farther back, because then the bell crank would be out of range. And I don't want to hear that you can mount the bell crank anywhere. That's nonsense. Pointed tethers at the pivot point of the bell crank, not at the lead outs. Okay, well, I got a little accomplished tonight in 41 minutes. I mean, I'd like for it to go faster, but I just don't have the time to work on it, so. You can't even feel this, so that's a good thing. Of course, it's inside the wing, but so what happens here is the notch of the wing captures right here. You got the bottom part of this landing gear crutch and the top part of the motor crutch, so it's holding onto the wing like a C-clamp by the time you're done. It transfers the vibration and bearing throughout the whole airplane instead of just isolating it to the engine bearers. We got a flat spot there, that's no good. You don't want to get too excited on this because you're going to Z-epoxy this and harden this all up. So just make sure it's symmetrical. Look down at, sight down the way and make sure that it's even all the way down. And that shows up on the model sitting on the flight line. There you have it. We're pretty close. There's a spot right there. I'm canneling it now, and I can see a high spot or a flat there. Still a flat. This line right here is always hard to get out, so you have to wait until you harden it up with Z-epoxy and fiberglass. And you see this area right here, this step. Well, we're not going to worry about that until we finish it up. I don't want to sand it in until I get the spinner on it. But that step will all go away, and this little lump right here will all go away. Like I say, it takes about 3 or 4 hours to sand one of them right. Thanks, Sparky. Hello to all the airheads out there. Yeah. Hey guys, you see how Jack and Gary are in green? Please go down there and hit the join button. It's only $4.95 a month. It helps me bring this content to you. I don't have a Patreon. I don't sell anything. I go out backwards on Stunt Hanger. I mean, I feel bad I haven't given Charles any money, but we're upside down this month. Hopefully the Nats videos will bring it back around, but I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta keep Stunt Hanger alive first before I do anything else. Alright, I'm gonna end this 45 minutes because I gotta get up and go to work tomorrow in the middle of the night. Like, subscribe, and share. And until next time, fair winds, tight lines. See ya.